This automation can create hundreds of YouTube shorts for $0 with animated transitions, animated 3D text, custom backgrounds, all fully synced to custom sound effects, and it will automatically post those videos to all of your social media. All of that on autopilot, all of it for the $0. First, I will demo the complete system so you know what we are making and how it works. Then I will show you the quick setup method where you just import the file and you're good to go in 5 minutes. And then at the end, if you prefer to understand the whole thing, I will build a system from scratch. Okay, so how the system works is you're going to create a Google Sheet and you're going to fill it out with the words, with the data that you want to have included in your final video. I'm running a channel for men who aspire to be disciplined, to aspire to improve as a man and stand up to their calling. So I have generated with Claude a lot of motivational encouragement text that is based on Bible, and this works for any niche. So you want to generate that with ChatGPT or the Claude, and then you've got the final 3 call to action columns. Okay, I also included a prompt for the image generation, but I decided not to generate any images to cut the cost of creation of this video down to $0, which is what we have achieved. Now, once you've got this data in Google Sheets, you can carry on adding and generating and prompting more of that text. So you could literally create thousands of videos for free. And then what happens then is we're going to generate audio for the narrator based on the text you put in the Google Sheet. That will get sent off to 11 Labs. The 11 Labs audio file will be saved down to Google Drive and will create a share link that we can use to download that video. This module is taking the share link and is resolving the final URL. So basically that link can be used by the Creatomate, which is a heart of our automation, a place where our video template is going to be rendered. I'm going to show you that in a minute. We then are going to repeat this process a few times. So what we're doing is we're not generating just one piece of audio, which is something you can do if you want. But to make this video more interesting, we're actually generating each one of these as separate audio. And the last 3 modules are actually the last three pieces of a text call to action. I prefer to generate the words first and just quickly read them through and see if there are any mistakes before rendering the whole batch. So once we've got the audio, what we also do is take the background video from the Google folder. Now we could automate the process of sourcing the videos, which is something I want to show you in the next tutorial. But for this, I simply went on to pexels.com. You just want to click download. You'll spend a few minutes downloading all those background videos, but what's going to happen is it's going to save you a lot of money on generating the actual AI videos. So what's going to happen is once you've got all of those videos, I've downloaded 30 videos, I've put them up to Google Drive, and each time we're running this automation, we are taking one background video from that Google Drive from here. So as you can see, all my background videos are the names of those files are just the numbers. And each time we're generating the new video, a next background video is going to be taken. Now you don't need to, if you want to create 1000 videos, you don't need to download 1000 video backgrounds. You can work in a loop. So I've only downloaded 30 videos because I don't mind if every 30 videos of my YouTube shorts we're going to have the same background, because the text and the narrator and the animation will be different anyway. So it'll be different video. So once we have that background video, we're going to place everything into Creatomate, and in the Creatomate I selected my template which I created, and all of that text, all of the audio, all of the background video is going to be passed on to the Creatomate. And once the file is generated, you can send it off to Instagram, or we can send it off to Twitter or the X, Facebook page and YouTube. So this is how the system works. Now I'll show you the example video of what we are creating.
The simple believe anything, but the prudent give thought to their steps. Wisdom is knowing which doors to open and which to leave closed. Evaluate, choose wisely.
This was a Bible quote, but you could replace it with just any quote or whatever you want to say. So let's dive into the template. There are animations, there is audio, there is music, and at the end there is an outro. And within the outro group, you've got those 3 words that are separated. And also for every word, you've got this hit sound effect like that. And that's the reason we generate those 3 words on their own separately. So the timing for the sound effects and for the video transitions, it all works out really well. So I hope you like this idea. You can customize it to your heart content, so it doesn't have to be this way. You can choose different music and different sound effects. I'm going to show you how to do it. But if you want to quickly get yourself set up and start running it within 5 minutes, I'm going to show you how to import this very exact blueprint to make.com, and also how to import the template I've made in the Creatomate. So you can just put it in place, log into your social media, log into your 11 Labs account, log into your Creatomate account, and then you're good to go, and you can just press this play button and it will all work and it will all start generating the videos. Okay, so how to get up and running really quickly. What you want to do is create a new Google Sheets in your account. Then once you've downloaded the files, you're going to have a few things. What you want to do is open the prompt for generating Google Sheets data. You're going to copy that prompt and go on to a LLM of your choice. I think the new ChatGPT and Claude work really well, and you're just going to paste this prompt down here like I just did, and then you're going to have the niche is, you just want to type in your niche. For this instant I've put the parenthood, okay, and ChatGPT was kind enough to produce this CSV file for me. So what we're going to do is copy the result, and then you want to create a new text file, and you then want to save it, and you want to make sure that you change the extension to CSV so it can be imported to the Google Sheets. So back onto the Google Sheet, click File, Import, Upload, and then just drop the file here. So as you can see, the structure remains to our original one. What you can do is select the first row and hit this button here, name it whatever you want, and hit OK. Now in back to make.com, what you want to do is create a new scenario and then click on this button here, import blueprint. In the folder you downloaded, you just want to select the make blueprint version A and then click save. So your automation is here, ready. What you now want to do is go on to Google Sheets, find the Google Sheet you just created, the search method, the spreadsheet ID, just click on that. If you haven't connected to your Google Sheets before, make sure you establish new connection, simply sign in with your Google. That's really straightforward. And then you just select the spreadsheet you just created. So in my case, it's tutorial. So I'm just going to press save. Now, if you've never used the 11 Labs before, again, what you want to do is create a new connection. You just create add, and you want to put your API key in here, which can be found in your 11 Labs account. And then for the voice, you can just paste in the voice ID, or you can turn off the mapping and you can select from the drop down menu the voice that you like, that you want to use. Also, once you've selected the spreadsheet ID, you want to change the sheet name as well to what your sheet name is, and click save. And then you want to run it once so we can map it properly. Now you can go to, actually this is all set up for you, so you don't need to do anything. So the quote is, that will be your audio for the first quote. Then all of that just stays the same again. So make sure that each of the 11 Labs modules is selected and logged in and the correct voices. The good thing about this automation is as well, because we are producing few pieces of audio for the narrator, you can actually choose few different type of voices as well. I think your video gets more engaging that way if you wanted to. Okay, you wanna, with all the Google Drive modules, of course, you wanna have a connection as well. Again, that's really easy. Just make a new folder on your Google Drive, whatever you want to call it, and just sign in with your Google account. I'll just create new folders. I'm just going to call it tutorial and create. Okay, so double click. That's it. Really easy. What you then want to do is select that folder you just created. So log in with your Google account, then just hit new folder location and select the folder you want, like that. Like so. All the mapping is done for you. Now, I was being a little clickbaity when I said it's $0, and I didn't lie, it is $0. However, what you need to be aware of is Creatomate is a commercial platform, and they do offer a free plan where they offer you 50 credits. If you want to be really cheeky, you can then create a new account on Creatomate and carry on using their free credits, but I think that's a little bit naughty. What you can then do is go on to one of their paid plans, and it works out really cheaply. I'm on one of their paid plans, and it works out with these type of videos, it works out something silly like 2 cents per video after you run out from your free credits. So it's almost $0. The only one thing you want to do is create a new connection, click add, and you want to put in your API keys in here. So the API keys, here is how you get them. When you log in to Creatomate with your Google account, this is what you're going to see. And what you're then going to do is press those 3 dots, go on to project settings, and you click to reveal, and then just select and copy. Then you're gonna go back to make.com and select the Creatomate, click add new connection and paste your API key in here, ID just yet. For that, what you want to do is import the template I'm providing you. So go on to templates, and you've got nothing here just yet. So what you want to do is create new and click start from scratch. Then you want to select the vertical, which is 9 by 16, create template, and you're just going to see the blank template. Now what you want to do, click onto the source editor, so you're not going to see anything here just yet. Go back to your files that you've downloaded from me and go to Creatomate template. This is a text file that you want to open, and then select all of that text and paste from inside the file, and that will give you everything. Basically, this template, it has a lot of, it's got some music layers, and it's got the sound effects, it's got the transitions inside them. It's quite complex template. I've spent a few days making this. It's got all of the cool transitions. But yeah, don't worry about all the text that is included within the template. It's actually not going to appear because all of that text will be sourced from your Google Sheet. So don't worry about all the quotes from the Bible. They're not going to be there unless you want them. Yeah, so this is all good. Now let's call our template whatever you want. I'm going to call it tutorial 1. The Creatomate now, providing that you have the connection, what you then want to do is click on this, will refresh, and this will show you your template. Actually, you know what? Let's screw it. I'm going to show you exactly. So again, project settings, let's copy my API key here again. I'm going to change my account to tutorial free account. So this is a fresh Creatomate with just the free credits. So it's not the paid one, it's the free account. I'm just going to save it to establish new connection. And as you can see, it cannot find my template because it's coming from the other account. But we can now see my tutorial template. So I'm just going to hit OK now. All right, yeah. So now we need to quickly actually do the mapping as well. So it's a good thing I showed you how to do that. So the intro word, if you scroll down all the way down, there we go. It's here, the column A. This is like the intro that shows at the beginning of the video clip. You don't need to have it if you don't want to. So if you go back to main, see that word here, like a little intro with all the sound waves coming out. If you don't want it, all you can do is go and just delete that pre-intro and done. So you don't need to even map that. It's not going to appear. The video clip will start like this. if it's something that you want. I'm going to keep it for now. So if you want to have an opening quote or intro or whatever, then you just map the column A, so patience. Okay, so the intro word will be patience, the Bible quote or just a quote will be your audio, okay? It's whatever the narrator says. And we need a URL for that. And this is the actual download link we can provide to Creatomate. So we're going to select that. So the quote module 27, okay? So just click that. Now the source of the quote, if you want it, you can leave it blank, but you can also scroll down. This is a text. So Joyce Mayer, so it's something about the patients. So we're going to select column C as the source. So the intro word is this, the quote, the audio is our module 27, the quote. So this is the URL to the 11 labs. Now the proverbs, this is the source of the quote and it has to be a text. So I'm going to select column C from our Google Sheet like that. Now the quote, it's a text, and so that is a column B. Now the background video, if we go all the way up, you can see the module called background video URL, and then above that, background video resolve a target URL. So select that. Motivation, the audio. So the second part of what narrator say, which is around here, resolved URL there. Next we go to motivation text. Gonna map it to your, let's call it a comment. So you've got like a original quote and your take on it, okay? Then you've got the background video as well, word 1 audio. Now word 1, word 2 and word 3, that's the ending of our YouTube shorts. It can be deleted as well, you don't need those 3, but if you want like a strong bold 3 words that appear at the end to give like a punch at the end, then yeah, you want to map it to the call to action here. That's the audio, so the text will be then words 2, text, yeah, will be call to action modifier, and then the word 3 text is emphasize. Always. Okay. Now don't worry, it's word 1 text is repeated twice. It's because the way the template is designed in the Creatomate, but that's not a problem. So just leave that. All we've got left to map for the Creatomate is the audio. Okay. So word 1 audio is going to be, if you scroll down, you've got it labeled here. So this is word 2 and yeah, word 1. So module 29, resolved URL. Word 2, again, go up, resolved URL, words 2, and same for the old 3 here. Resolved URL, word 3. Now this is all good. So I'm gonna hit save. I'm going to disconnect it for a while. We're going to do a test run. So I'm going to unlink it because I don't want for it to go to all my social media, and just gonna hit run, and the final video is being rendered now. While this is rendering, and if you come out of the template and go to the API log, see that the actual video is being rendered, and as soon as it's ready you will be able to preview it in here. There we go, and it's ready. Now look at this, it only took 1 credit. This is crazy. So actually you could create with the credit usage of 50 credits you get for free. So you could create 50 videos literally for free on Creatomate. So let's preview that.
Children learn more from what you than what you teach. Demonstrating empathy teaches children to understand and share the feelings of others, fostering emotional intelligence. Understand deeply, truly.
Okay, actually the one step that I've missed was also you want to search for the video, and those background videos need to be placed in your Google Drive folder first as well. So again, as mentioned before, you want to go and create a new folder in your Google Drive like that. I created one called tutorial, and you want to just upload all of the background videos that you're going to use. And again, let's say if we were choosing like a parenthood niche, we could go to Pexels again, or FreePeak, or another free footage stock site, and just put, I don't know, family or whatever, like whatever really suits your niche. So vertical, and again, this is really nice stock footage of parenting, mother and daughter. So you just want to download that, and once you've got a handful of background videos, what you're then going to do is upload it to your folder, and then in our make.com you want to go and search for the video. Now the system will be taking and searching for the video that is basically we're taking the row number for the name of the file name, and if you think each time you're creating a new video a next row within the Google Sheet is being taken, so like a first row, second row, third row, fourth row, and this is the reason why you will change the file names of your downloaded videos to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. If you can see that's 26. So if you are making, let's say 25, the system will look for 25.mp4, if that makes sense. Yes, what you can then also do, if you don't want to carry on downloading new videos, background videos for your creations, what you can then do is take the same whole lot of videos you downloaded and rename them from 30 to 60, but those will be the same ones as the one from 1 to 30. Which is what I did. You can use like bulk renaming software for Windows or Mac. There are plenty of free software that can help you just do that. So yeah, so once you've got all of the background videos placed like that, the system of course will pick up the background video, and that's going to be passed on to Creatomate, and that will work. Now quickly again, how do you log into your social media? This is really straightforward for Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, a little bit trickier for X, but I'm going to show you. You want to make sure that your Instagram page is set up to professional page, so you know how you've got the private, like personal and professional. Make sure on your phone you switch it on to professional one. Make sure that your Instagram connection is actually switched on to, is actually linked to your Facebook, and then you just log in with your Facebook in here. For captions, map whatever you want. I've chose the comment, so our take on the quote is going to be our captions. Hit save. For the Facebook page, again, just log in with your Facebook. Make sure you're mapping the HTTP get a file, so this module you want to have it mapped. Again, description, set it up to what you want and click save. YouTube, same as Facebook, just log in with your Google account, map your title to what you want your title to be, and map the file to the get a file module, this one, and set your video category to whatever your category is, and choose whether you want your YouTube videos go public straight away or go unlisted first, so you can check it if you want, and then hit save. Now for the X, it's a little bit tricky. What you want to do is first log into your X as you would just normally, and then go to developers as a developer account. So we're going to put developer.x.com. Now you won't see anything here if you've never made this connection before. So what you want to do is create a new app. Okay, so I've got one ready, but normally you can just hit create app and that will create a new project app. You're then going to go to user authentication settings. You want to click edit. Make sure the permissions are set to read and write direct messages. Make sure that the type of app is set to web app, automated app, or bot. And then for the app info, you want to put exactly that as it is in here. Okay, so make sure it's like that with HTTPS and www.integromat, which is what Make used to be called. So you're going to make sure that's exactly that, okay, in these three. So make sure you want to post a video and just copy that. So once you've got the app settings correct, you want to go back, and then you're going to go to keys and tokens in here, and then you want to generate your keys in here and then reveal. That's going to give you your API key and the secret. Now back to the make.com. In here, when you make a new connection, you want to click add, and before you hit save, you want to show the advanced settings and put your API key from the developer website and your secret here and click save. Then once you establish the connection, you want to select for the upload, you want to select video, and then the file you're going to map is the one coming from here, and then you're going to just hit save. Then you want to do the same thing for the next module, but this time, yeah, I think it's going to let you just choose the connection you just made in the previous module. So you want to choose the connection and just go straight to the mapping of the text. So for the text, again, just map what you want. And then in here, you just want to map to the media IDs like that. And then you want to press 1 in here because there's going to be just one video. And yeah, and that's it. And click save. Okay, so this is how the system is set up and how you can get yourself going really quickly. Okay, so let's build this automation from scratch. New scenario in make.com. Let's create a Google Sheet module, watch new rows. Now, you want to create a new spreadsheet in your Google Sheets. I called mine motivational shorts and it's just an empty sheet. So back to make.com. You want to establish the connection. So I'm going to choose this one and you want to select the spreadsheet you just made and click onto sheet 1. Just leave it at all for now. What we now want to do is actually fill the data. I'm going to have an opening word or just like a title or a topic for the video. You don't need to do that, but let's call this title. We're then going to have a quote, like a smart person quote or a quote from a Bible or just something someone said. So let's just call it a quote. And then there is going to be our take on it, like a comment. I've had it as like a motivational encouragement, but let's just call it comment. We're then going to have 3 call to action words. So I'm going to call it word 1, word 2, word 3. Just select that row and make it look like they were headers. So what you want to do is go to Claude or ChatGPT. I'm going to go to Claude and say, I want you to create a table with following columns. You will help me to fill out the rows by the niche I'm going to provide you. And just paste the columns, see what we get. Title, quote, comment, word 1, word 2, word 3. I need famous quotes for motivation and self-improving. Then the comment that will also be like an explanation of the quote, must be short. The last 3 columns are 3 words that fall together as a call to action. Let's see what we get with this. Oh, look at that. So, title 1, resilience. Fall 7 times, stand up 8, Japanese proverb. Oh, actually, I forgot about the source. So let's go back, and after the quotes, we're going to add 1 column, and let's just put it the source. Let's copy that and say, really 1 more column, the source. Put it after the quote. There we go. Perfect. Now, what you want to do is copy that and also leave this window open in your ChatGPT or Claude. And how you fill out the table is you're going to go and say, great, give me 10 more. And it's just going to carry on like that forever. Now you want to go back to the Google Sheet and you just want to paste what it gave you. Remove the rows that you don't need. Okay, make sure that it all aligns perfect. So in make.com, you now want to create a 11 labs, create a speech synthesis, create a connection like I showed you in the previous section. Just add your connection, add your API key from your 11 labs account, and you can use the free credits they give you and select the voice you like. You can preview them at 11 labs. I'm just going to, which is the one I liked. Actually, I think I've got the motivational coach. It's the one I'm using. Okay, so the model you want to use is 11 labs multilingual 2. Now, if you want to see the previews of our Google Sheet, what you can do now is run this module only once. There we go. You've got that now. So you can now, oh, sorry, you want to unlink it and link it back to, and now you can see that you can preview the text. So you want to send off to 11 labs the quote. So fall 7 times, stand up 8, and I'm going to leave the rest of the settings as they are. Now the next module is Google Drive. So you're going to upload a file to your folder, and you can put the folder ID, but I'm going to select it from my drive. Just create a new folder in your drive and just select it, find it here. You want to map it to 11 maps file. Then you're gonna get a share link. For the file ID, select the file D of the uploaded file. Now you want to make sure that you, for the role and for the type, it's reader type is anyone. And just select, I don't think that makes any difference, but put it on yes. Now the next module you want to use is resolve target URL. Now this is so we are sure that the Creatomate module gets a publicly available file for sure. 99% of the times it will work fine with just the share link from the Google Drive, but sometimes for some reason it doesn't work. So I prefer to be staying on the safe side, and I'll just map the web link from here, which you can't see just yet. So for that, I'm just going to run it once. Okay. So I'm just going to put anything. It's going to come out with the error, but it doesn't matter. Now I'm quickly going to run it once, and for the limit, let's change it to 1 and run it once. Yeah, perfect. So now you have it refreshed after you've run it once. You can now then map it properly in here. Just want to select the web content link. Okay, so now this part of automation must be repeated a few times for each of the audio files. So what we're going to do now is hold Shift on your keyboard, drag and select, and you're going to go copy modules and just paste. Okay, and do it. So this is for a quote, this is for our comments of the quotes, and I need 3 more for each of the final 3 words of the call to actions. And if you don't want those 3 big call to actions words, if you're planning on deleting that part of the template, then just skip that part. But I'm going to copy that, paste it one more time. That's the second word, and there is a 4th, and that's the 3rd word. Now we're now going to change the mapping. So that was our quotes. This is going to be our comment. Click save. This is going to be our first word. So start. Right. Then now. You now want to rename those, so you know which one's which. Rename quotes, comment. I'm just going to be lazy and put 1, 2, 3. And for the URLs, it's going to be rename word 1 URL. Sorry, this is word 1 actually. So word 1 URL, word 2, and then word 3 URL. Okay, make sure you keep on saving. There is no auto save in make.com. It has screwed me up so many times, wasted so many hours. So make sure you keep on saving your automation. So this is what? This is a tutorial 1. Okay. Now what we want to do is create a folder in your Google Drive. So in your Google Drive, just go new folder. And I'm going to put tutorial folder, go inside, and then what you want to do is go on to, I don't know, pexels.com or freepick.com, or just type in on YouTube like royalty free stock video, stock footage, and just get plenty. So from your hard drive, you just want to drag and drop the stock footage video that you've downloaded like that. And you want to rename them to just numbers from 1 to 100 to whatever, how many you have. Again, what I do is I've downloaded only 30, and then once I've dropped them into the Google Drive, I'm going to rename them on my hard drive to the next numbers, and I'm just going to repeat it for as many times as I need. Drag and drop your background videos. While this is happening, we're going to go back to make.com, and we're going to create Google Drive, and then you want to search for files or folders, select your connection, choose the folder you just made where your stock footage is. Mine is in here, so tutorial folder. What you want to do is retrieve files and folders, search for file names, and the query is going to be the row number. So if you take in the 4th row, it's going to be 4 and then .mp4. Yeah, and that's important as well to notice. Make sure that all of the stock footage you're working with, it's mp4 and nothing else, because the Creatomate might not just work. You want to make sure it's mp4. Limit is going to be 1. Press save. And again, we want to create a share link, and then we want to create and we want to resolve that URL as well. So get a share link for that file, and the file ID is of course a file ID from the previous module. Role is reader, type is anyone, and then just hit save. And then you want a HTTP module resolve target URL, and it's going to be web content link, and just hit save. Save your automation. Now let's create a Creatomate, and you want to choose render a template. Now again, if you've never made any connection, you're not going to see anything here, so you want to press add, and you want to paste your API key in here. Just to quickly remind you, the API key for your Creatomate account can be found under those 3 dots. Go to project settings, and your API key can be revealed by clicking onto here. And you just want to then paste it and make your connections. Once you've made your connection, you won't see anything in here. You need to create your first template. So you want to create from, you can try modifying one of their templates, but I like to always work from scratch. So I'm choosing 9:16, the vertical one, and I'm going to call this tutorial video, but feel free to call it whatever you want. And now back in make.com, if you refresh, you will be able to actually, let's change that to my free account, and there we go, tutorial video, and that's our fresh new template. So you want to press save, hit. Now obviously we need to modify our template. For now there's nothing in here, so think of what you want to make to happen. In my video, I have this cool kind of old page where the quotes are being written like as if handwritten, and it's all like moving in 3D. Want to click upload, and you will want to go on the internet and just to find a picture of an old book page or whatever the background you want to use. And I'm just going to make it so it covers the entire thing. Now you want to create a text layer, and this is going to be your text. I'm quickly going to change the color as well. And I like always to be putting a little bit of text in here. Just copy that a few times so we know how the long text looks like. Now in the size settings, you want to select auto-sized font, fixed width and fixed height. That means that you can select the area you want to have your text to cover. If you go up onto those settings, you can make it so it sits in the middle like that. I'm going to move it up just a little bit. Now in the font settings, of course, you can do stuff like strokes and shadows. Text transition, I'm going to have it capitalized, so each of the words have a capital starting letter. And I'm going to change the font as well, so it's like handwritten like in mine. This one is a little bit thin, I would say. What about this one? Yeah, I like that. So that's our quote. So let's quickly change the name of that layer to quote text. Image is just background. And also we're going to make another layer of text, and this is, I just copied that if you wonder what happened. Copied and pasted another layer, and we're just going to put source of the quote like that. Rename that to source. Yep. Now we want all, I like making animations, so I'm gonna go to select your text, go to animations, and when it's entering, you can, what you can do is select fade in, or the one I like is appear, and you can do letter by letter like that, and you can make it so it lasts long as well. Okay, the source, I want the source to appear towards the end. So I'm going to change that to, so it doesn't appear until 3rd second, or maybe here. So like that and like that. And while the text is appearing, what we need is our narrator to be saying the quote out loud, our generated voiceover from the 11 laps. So what you want to do, rename that to quote audio, and in the properties, while you have it selected, you want to go to change the 11 laps to URL, hit OK, because you don't know what your URL is going to be. And now you want to make sure you select it to dynamic. It means if you have it selected as dynamic, if you're actually going to go to the make.com automation, you will now see that your template that you have it selected is now asking you to provide that URL, okay, which is great. So basically, whatever you have selected as dynamic, you will need to provide in make.com. It will basically be asking, okay, what's the source? So what you want to do is actually select source text. You want to make sure that's dynamic too, and the quote text is also dynamic. Yeah, and that's about it for the intro part. So what we're now going to do is select all of the layers, right click and select group. Okay, so I'm going to rename that group to intro. Okay, so now after the intro, what you want to do is upload another file. Just for the sake of making this tutorial, I'm going to just put one of the backgrounds videos that I have. So we've got something to work with, and I'm going to place it after the intro like that, because as soon as the intro is finished, we want the second part or a comment with the background videos. Now I keep mine in black and white just so it stays consistent across the channel, but of course you can keep your videos in color like this. You can also put some nice filters, color overlays. So perhaps for this one, I'm going to put like a black color overlay. So it's basically dark, but it's not grayscale. What we're also going to do is change the length of that video from media to auto. And what it means is basically the video will stay for as long as the longest layer within that group, if that makes sense. So what we're now going to do, it will make sense when I make it and when you see when I make it. So I'm going to put a wise comments example text here, and I'm going to copy that one more time, change it to white, change it to the middle, and also change the size to this one just like before, put it in the middle. Again, change the colors and the font to whatever you like, and that looks good. And make sure it's set to dynamic. And if you want, you can put an animation as well. So again, I'm just going to do line by line. And as you can see, it's okay. So now you want to select video and the second text and right click and group it. So now move that composition after the intro. And let's rename it to the middle. Let's change the text layer to the comment, and the video is going to be background video. And the comment, actually we're going to put it comment text. And of course the comments, we have our, oh yeah, the start of the video. You want to go to properties and make sure that's 0. Now the audio is going to be, again, you want to add an audio layer by clicking on the AI voiceover, and actually we're going to change it to URL, hit OK, make sure it's dynamic, and let's change that to comment audio, so like that. Now because the text layer of the comment is set to auto for the duration, like in here, so as the video is set to auto, both of those layers will last in terms of timing for as long as your audio is going to be, which is exactly what we need. So as soon as the narrator is going to finish reading that comment, the timeline will just carry on to the outro. And this is the same thing that happens for the intro part. So as you can see, everything is set to auto in terms of the duration, other than the audio produced by the 11 laps. This is why if you didn't have it set up like this, you can screw up your timing and you will just render like long videos with a lot of empty gaps, which is something that can happen if you don't know how to work with Creatomate. So now let's move on to the outro part. And for the outro, again, we're going to create 3 little groups that will consist of big word. We want to have a background video again, and we're going to have an audio. Okay, so actually, do you know what we can do is we can actually copy and paste the middle section because it's very similar in terms of the ingredients. I'm going to rename that to outro and then double click on that. Let's change that to word 1 audio text. It's word 1 text. And the background video, I'm going to change the name of that to background video. Now, because those 2 elements are named exactly the same, what's going to happen is when you provide the link to that element, that video is going to be placed at both. That video will be placed in the middle and in the outro, if that makes sense. So now let's take that text, because we know that's going to be just a one big bulky word. I'm going to remove the animation so it appears instantly. And also I'm going to change the font to something else. I don't know, maybe this Oswald. There we go. Now I'm just going to put one big word. Again, place it where you want it. So now let's copy that word 1. So this is word 1 audio, word 1 text, background video. We're going to move that background video in a second, but not just yet. So for these, so I'm going to copy and paste that again. So select the first audio and the text and right click and click group. Let's rename that to word 1 group. And we want the video to be going under all the 3 words. So let's duplicate, let's copy and paste word 1. And let's rename that to word 2. Let's rename that to, actually now what's going to happen is if we just had a word 2 like that, the first word will disappear, right? Because if you think, if this is our second word, okay, you want to have it, move it down here. But we don't want those 3 words to be going one after the other while the first one disappears like that. We want all of them to appear at the same time. So to achieve that, you want to copy the text of the first word into the second group in here, place them, yeah, and just like that. And you want to make sure that the naming stays the same. So word 1 text and remove the ending. So it's like that. And this is going to be word 2. Okay. And you're going to repeat the process for, and yeah, for the audio, you want to change that to word 2 audio and change that. Now let's copy that one more time, move it at the end. And this is our final third word. So word 3. You want to make sure that the files are named the same for the text. And we're going to copy that here. And this is going to be our word 3 text. And we're going to move that in here. Now, if you feel like they're not aligned, be aware that you're working within the last third group. So if you want everything to be aligned in terms of the text within the outro, what you want to do is hold a control or a command and select all of the text from the outro. And now you can align it in the middle like that. So I think this is okay. We have the basics. We still need some nice transitions and the 3D movement 2, 3. Yeah, this is exactly what we needed, what I was aiming for. So for the intro, I'm going to go inside again and I'm going to upload another file, which is going to be our burn transition. And this particular transition I'm using requires me to blend it and use the hard light. So it works like this. And also I want to layer it with a sound effect. Now, if you're making this from the scratch, then of course you want to be able to find your sound effects, or you can just download from the link in the description, and that has everything. So you can just import it. So again, just upload the file, and I'm just going to upload my sound effect, move it to the front. So a little bit loud. I'm going to rename it to sound effect, and also change the playback volume to, I don't know, like 50%. So pretty cool. And you can repeat that process to the middle part. So again, burn transition, or actually, yeah, so upload, burn transition, like that. Change the blending to hard light. And even a sound effect. So upload the file, put sound effect, and also let's change the volume down to 50. Now in our main compositions, what we forgot about was the opening, like this opening title, the topic. So again, if you don't want it, you can just start going from here. But if you want to, we can create another, let's just upload another file, and you can go to visuals. Now, if you want to have a cool frame, actually, I'm going to show you how I do it. So I'm going to open new tab and go to, I don't know, free pick, and just go to search for videos and just type in frame. Got many cool frames you can use, and don't worry if they're horizontal, because you can always rotate. So let's say I liked this one, well, or maybe let's use this one for fun. Back in the Creatomate, I'm just gonna drop this frame in here, and we want it to be vertical. So in your transform settings here, you want to rotate it by 90 degrees. There we go. And just scale it up so it fits. Now, if you don't like this white color, I believe you can just change the, or you can actually, if it's pure white, you can chroma key white out like that. So let's do that. And also we want this to appear before our intro. So this is like a pre-intro. So let's move it after this. Yeah, like that. And I want the text, our topic, to appear in here. Let's change it quickly to, again, change the sizing, change the color to white. If you want to make a glow, which is something that's really popular recently, just select shadow and change the color to white, and set the settings to 50, and change the blur to 5, I guess, maybe. So it's glowy, it's cool and glowy. So I'm going to select that text in our frame, and I'm going to group that as well, and move all the other layers after our pre-intro, or like a, let's call it topic group. Now, there is nothing, because we don't generate the audio for the intro word, there's nothing to kind of forces the duration of that group. So I'm going to change the duration for that group to only 2 seconds. So it's 2 seconds like that, and then it moves on to the next scene. Okay, and for the opening, the topic group, I'm also going to go inside, and I'm going to upload another, like a light transition. And because this one's got a lot of black, I'm going to change the blend mode to screen, so the black is filtered out, and let's rotate it by 90 degrees as well, and scale it up. You can find a better transition if you want. And also make sure you select that text, and let's call it the topic text, and set it to be dynamic as well. Where is it? So dynamic. That means that your video will not render with your text here, but it will ask you to what your text should be, and it will just render with that. So the two things that are left to do is we want to rotate this group as well a little bit. And we can, of course, put some more sound effects and music, okay? So for the intro part, I'm going to select the whole group. And when you go to transform and you start rotating it, it's gonna look as if was being moved in 3D space, like that, okay? So let's move it like that. We're also going to scale it to, I don't know, 120 or 150. Right, so you want to make sure this is being covered. Now you want to keyframe it as well, so it doesn't stay like that. So what we're going to do is go on to where the group starts, and I'm going to hit this little plus icon in here, and I'm going to choose the keyframes that we are actually using. So for the rotation, I'm using Z, X, and Y axis. So you want to type in rotation and choose those three. And also I have zoomed in a little bit, so the scale is another one we need. And I feel like we're gonna have to move it a little bit as well to cover up everything. Yeah, let's use the anchor for that. So I'm going to change the anchor to be like this for now. So it's all nicely covered. And so again, we need anchor X and anchor Y. And then you wanna go to around here and you wanna set it to just a normal settings. So 50, 50, then 0, 0, 0, and then the scale is 100s, 100s. So we now have nice 3D moving text. If you want to have more movements, then again, you could probably make it more dramatic by changing those settings to something like, I don't know, this is too dramatic, like that. Y rotation, where is it? So if you prefer these keyframes, you can delete those and move those to the left. So a nice moving text. There we go. Now for each of the groups, I'm gonna drop like a hit sound effect. In my sound effects, I'm gonna do upload file, doom sound effect, place it on the... Yes, there's a little bit of the delay. If you listen to it, there's a half of a second of the silence at the front. What you can do is trim it. So if I put it 0.3 milliseconds, it means that it will take the audio file, it won't start playing it from the beginning, but it will skip the third of the first second. And let's listen to it now. Yeah, that's too late. It chopped a little bit of the sound off from the front. So I'm going to change the 0.3 to 0.2. Oh, you can tell I'm a music producer, right? There we go. So there we go. Yeah, by the way, I've made this sound, so feel free to use it. It's totally safe. So I'm going to copy that sound effect, go into the second group, and then go to the third group, and there we go. I'm going to add more files, and this time it's just going to be like a music file. This is a background music. If you want to just some music at the background, just feel free to stick it in here. What you then want to do is change the duration from media to auto. Otherwise, your video will render for the length of that audio file. Is something you don't want. Okay, what you can then also do is fade out the last 3 seconds. So when the video is ending, it fades out smoothly rather than harsh cuts. And also I'm going to put another audio file like that. I know those two files go well together because they're coming from the USD Sounds music packs, which is my other company where I produce like a matching sound effects and matching musical elements that you can use to build your own soundtrack, which is something that works really well for this type of project. So if we play it together, you hear that some background chorus coming in, and that works really well. So I'm going to change that to auto as well, and I can add, but again, you could just drop any music you like for the background. I'm going to add one more. And by the way, if you download my template, you get those files for free as well, those sound effects and musical elements. Yeah, so that worked really nicely. So I'm going to put the volume down a bit, and I think we are done. This is it. Maybe the intro topic text could have a little animation as well. So let's make it appear like that. Lovely. Now don't worry that there is a big long gap between those two words, because the timing of those little group again are going to be determined by the length of that audio, and that audio is just going to be a very short word generated by the 11 laps. Okay, so I think we are good. This is good enough for the Creatomate. We're gonna have to try to see if we haven't missed anything. So let's go back to the make.com. And if you click on the Creatomate module now, you will see that you have a lot of those modification fields. These fields are all the fields that we ticked as dynamic. So there we go. The topic text is going to be column A. The quote text is the quote text, column B. The source is the source of our quote. The quote audio is going to be in here. So it's this one, module 6. The comment, the text, again, this is the comment from the Google Sheet. The comment audio is, let's search for the 11 laps comment. Okay, so we go up. This is it being uploaded, and this is the resolved URL for the comment audio. Word 1 is the call to action words, so start. This is word 2, text, right. And the text 3 is now, and we need audio for those words as well. So word 1 audio is word 1 URL. There we go. Word 2 audio, word 2 URL, and then the final one, word 3 audio is here. Now what we're missing is it didn't ask for the URL for the background video, so I'm going to quickly hit save. Go back to Creatomate, and where is our video? So the background video, you want to select it, and in the properties, scroll down and make sure you select it as dynamic. Okay, and for the source, it's gonna have to be URL, and hit OK. So that's for the middle, and for the outro, we also have the background video in there as well, but because this one is selected as dynamic, and the one in our outro, that has to be ticked as dynamic as well. And it will be just one link because the naming is the same. So back into make.com, hit on the Creatomate, and it should ask, there we go, background video. So change that, and this is our final resolved URL, and hit save. Okay, I should change the naming like that. So let's save it, and now let's do a test run. So let's hit run. Okay, so Creatomate has finished producing the video. You can see the link in here. You can copy that, and let's watch it.
The present moment is the only moment available to us, and it is the door to all moments. Living fully in the now enhances life. Be here now.
Really cool video. Again, you can change all the fonts, all the styles, all the sounds. So now we know that the video is being produced properly. We can now add all of our social media. So just create a router like that. You can use LinkedIn as well. That's really easy. Or Instagram for business. Again, just make sure that you want to create a real post. Make sure that your Instagram page is set up to professional, not the personal. And yeah, I showed you how to, in a quick setup, if you rewind this video tutorial, I showed you how to log into all of the social media. So I'm not going to repeat that process. I'm just simply going to show you how you want to just put those modules in here. So create Facebook page, add module, YouTube uploads the video, and also you can now, for the Twitter, what you want to do is change that to version 5. And go to upload media, and then you want to Twitter to version 6, create a post, show advanced settings, media ID. I think you can just map it like that, but I'm definitely sure it's gonna work if you do that. Okay, and that's all you need, and hit save. So again, I showed you before in this tutorial how to log into all of the social media, so I'm not gonna do it now. So this is it. So now you can just change the every second to, I don't know, every day or days of the week, and just choose to post on Tuesdays and Thursdays at that time. And all of your social media will be just pumping all of those great videos. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. As you can see, my channel isn't very big just yet, so subscribing and commenting really helps, and because it's small, I can catch up and answer all of the questions in the comments. And otherwise, cheers, thanks.